They left an envelope on my dresser. No hug, no blessing, just a folded piece of paper with my name scribbled across it like a warning. Let's see how you face the guests when we won't be appearing at your wedding. That was my wedding gift, their absence, their sabotage. I remember staring at those words, my dress hanging behind me, my hands trembling, but not from heartbreak. No, what I felt was clarity. For the first time in years, I understood what they had always been, spectators of my downfall, investors in my humiliation. And they thought this would break me. Backstory. My parents were always loudest when I failed. My brother, their golden boy, could do no wrong. Every cent, every ounce of praise, every open door was for him. I was tolerated, not celebrated. When I graduated college, they skipped the ceremony to attend his networking dinner. When I landed my first job, they laughed, asked how long before I'd quit. And when I fell in love, they dismissed it as a phase. Yet I still held on to the fantasy that blood meant loyalty, that maybe on my wedding day they'd show up for me. But no, they boarded a plane to Paris with my brother by their side and left me an envelope designed to humiliate me in front of hundreds. Discovery of betrayal. It wasn't just neglect. Months earlier, I'd overheard them whispering in the kitchen. My father's voice, low and certain. Don't worry, when the day comes, we won't be standing there smiling for her mistakes. She'll crumble, and she'll come crawling back. My mother agreed. My brother laughed. That was the night I stopped crying for them. Shift in mindset. So when I saw the envelope, I didn't tear it apart or throw it in rage. I folded it neatly, placed it in my purse, and walked out the door with my head high. They thought they could stain my wedding with their absence. They didn't know who I was marrying. They didn't know what I had built behind their backs. They didn't know that tonight, the daughter they dismissed would rise higher than they could ever reach. Execution of the plan. The venue shimmered with gold lights, marble floors reflecting chandeliers. Security lined the entrances, not to keep people out, but to keep the press in check. My fiancé's family name was carved into the city's skyline. Old money. Power that silences rooms. The moment we stepped into the hall, cameras exploded in flashes. My gown wasn't just fabric. It was a declaration. Every step I took erased their insults. Every smile directed at me rewrote the script they had written for my failure. And then the moment came. The ceremony, live streamed by national media, projected on screens across the city. A spectacle, a story, the kind of wedding that makes the evening news. While vows were spoken and champagne poured, my phone buzzed in the corner of my purse. At first, once, then again, then endlessly. I didn't need to check, I already knew. Climax and confrontation. By midnight, there were 65 missed calls. My parents, my brother. Their Paris trip suddenly irrelevant, their petty cruelty collapsing under the weight of my success. They had wanted me humiliated, alone, abandoned at the altar. Instead, they watched from their hotel room as the world applauded me, as my name trended, as I became untouchable. I imagined their faces pale against the glow of the TV. My mother's hand trembling, my father speechless for once, my brother's arrogance crumbling. I didn't answer their calls, not one. That was the confrontation. Silence. My revenge was not loud. It was denial. Absolute and final. Resolution. The envelope still sits in a drawer in my new home. Sometimes I take it out, read their words, and smile. They wanted me to face my guests in shame. Instead, I faced the world in glory. They wanted me to crawl back. Instead, I cut them off forever. I never returned their calls, not the 65 from that night, not the dozens after, not the pleading voicemails. I ignored them forever. And the silence has been louder than any revenge I could have spoken. Because now, they are the ones left out of the picture. They are the ones uninvited. And me? I walked into a new life that night, not as their daughter, but as my own. Free, untouchable, finally enough, without them.